Hello, my name is Barbara Lynn Burns, and welcome to Art and Soul Insider. So, I've been a teacher, an art teacher, for over 25 years. I taught in the public school system to junior high and senior highs in art, so I was just an art teacher. And through that, I have covered everything, but also, just to let you know, we're going to do art here today, but we're also going to be doing a little bit of wellness because I believe art and wellness really work well together. I do believe art can heal based on my own life and what I've been through. It has helped comfort me and guide me and helped me. As I mentioned, I've gone through quite a few things from, families with alcoholism to I had deep depression. I went through cancer. I have a growth on my spine, you know, really some tough things. But art has always been there. So I believe art heals, which is a hashtag that I love. And another hashtag that I love is more art, less stress. So I welcome you to come and join me in a time where we can learn about new supplies, where we can have a guided meditation that can help ground us and bring us to peace, and then to do a wonderful art project, and then to finalize it all, pull an oracle card for just some thoughts to leave by. So if that interests you, please hang on. And I'd like to say welcome to those who have been here before. And again, welcome to those who this is all new to you. So also what I want to mention is everything's time-stamped. So you can go to the exact thing you want. So say that day you only have time for guided meditation. Well, go to that section and listen to it. It's as easy as that. So I welcome you to this little world of mine, and my hope is that there's joy and there's learning, and that you find some peace from the craziness that life is, that you just have a moment in life where you can close the door or shut off the world just for a bit and be good to yourself and spend time with yourself. So with that, let's get going. So we're going to talk about a supply that I think I've mentioned it to you before. But you know what? We're going to go a little bit more in depth with it today. So, and you know what? I found more. Not in the art store. I actually shopped my own selection. I was rummaging through stuff and I was like, hey, wait a minute. I think I've got some more of this. And what I'm talking about is acrylic ink. I just have the brand Liquitex. Actually, I think I have a whole bind, but it's just in white. The Liquitex, I have a variety of colors in. So I've got some blues. Okay, so this is actually a turquoise deep. Okay, this is the older packaging, as you can tell. So that's the stuff I found. The cerulean blue hue. Okay. Oh, I have this all organized too. I'm going to have to show it in a different way because I had it all sectioned. But I've got blues. I've got some yellows. I've got a red. Okay. I've got a purple, which you can't really see. It looks almost black. And I've got a raw umber. Okay. And a white. Okay. And also what I love, look at this. They have rich copper, okay, and a rich bronze, okay. So these are acrylic inks. So they act exactly like acrylics. So if you're using your brushes, you have to wash your brushes really well after, because otherwise it'll glue them up and your brushes will be non-existent. So I'm going to go over a few techniques here. So with you, so we can kind of have a look and see. So I want to first start off with one of the things that you can do. Okay, you can take it right out of the bottle. I shake mine gently. This is transparent, and the reason why I'm gonna do this is to show you, maybe is this what I want to do? I'm thinking here. Let's use it. I'm just wondering if it's the best one to show you what I'm trying to show you. So I'm going to add some water to it, right? Just to dilute it a bit. It is transparent in its color, but again, it's like watercolor in the fact that you can, you know, get it more transparent, like, yeah, you know, have it more diluted like a glaze. Now, I'm going to show you directly out of the bottle. Where did I put it? Nope, that's raw umber. Okay, so, oh, I have a dot right there. I made a dot by accident. Okay. So here's the dot in here. I dried my brush, and here, see, it's a little darker, right? Now you can make it deeper by letting it dry and then doing another coat on top. It still will be transparent, which means you're going to see whatever's underneath. That's why I did this. I'm going to show you. I've got transparent acrylic ink. I've got semi-opaque acrylic ink, and I have an opaque acrylic ink. So I'm going to show you the difference in those. So you can do stuff like that, like the glazing. You can do dry brushing. So what I often do is I spread my bristles apart like this, using a flat brush, okay? Dip it in and get some dry brushing that way, okay? So that's dry brushing. You can do splatter, which I'm always scared to do, especially when I've got computers and stuff around. But you can do splatter, like whip it like that, or you could go like this. Come on, there we go. Okay, splatter. You know, and it is liquidy, so you're not going to get the bigger chunks like you can with acrylic paints, because it's more of a watered down acrylic ink. That's what's going to happen. Glazing, okay, this is still dry, so still wet, so I'm going to wait. I've got a sponge here, okay, so I'm going to dip it in here, and you can do some sponging, right? Get some neat textures in your work with that. You can scrape the paper. Okay, so what you do is you actually wet your paper really well. Not wet it, sorry, put the paint down. My words are getting mixed up. And then take the end of your brush or something sharp and go like this. Okay, and what will happen is the paint will seep into that and make where you did your line work darker. Okay, so that's kind of a neat technique. You can dilute it like I showed you. You can do drops. So here's the purple again. So just take it like this and just do a drop. You know, and then with the drop, if you want to make it a little different, you can, you know, go like this, go like that, you know, just get a little, it's really thick, see? So you could do drops for dots and stuff like that. It doesn't, I wouldn't say it doesn't take as long as acrylics to dry, because acrylics are thicker. So, but just be careful if you're going to take the blow dryer to it, because the blow dryer might actually move it. So let's actually try that. So not too bad, okay? So that's kind of good to know that if you want, it's going to stay kind of in the area that you're looking at. You can do some printing with it. I'm going to try it with this. I don't know how well it's going to work with paper, okay? But you don't know unless you try, right? Okay, so I already have, and again, this will dry quicker. So we got to work quickly. Just really not much here with the paper, okay? So let's try the plastic then. You know, the infamous bubbles. Love these, love playing with them. Okay, so here, like I said, you have to be careful how quickly this dries. So you got to work fast, right? There you go. Okay, so you can do some printmaking in that aspect with it. And the last thing that you can do, okay, you can do line work. You can do detail work with this, okay? So what you'll need, though, is most likely a stylus and a nib. This is a really fancy one. Someone gave it to me. I forget who. Long time ago. Lovely gift. Look, it's beautiful. So you can get your nib loaded up. I don't think I have enough. No, I don't. So let's try and dip in. Let's see. Whoopsie. There we go. Got to be careful with that. Okay. Okay, so you can do line work with that. It's beautiful, huh? Really nice. So again, with the nib, wash it off really well because, again, it's acrylic, right? So I'm just going to do that right now because it's such a fine little nib. There we go. Okay, so now let's go back to the glazing that I was going to do. So it's still a little cool, and how I can tell that is I press down and it's a little cool. I said it's cool, and then you can tell it's because it's cool. That didn't make sense. What I was trying to say is when I touch it, it's cool, so that means it's still wet. There we go. Got it out. Good girl, Barb. Okay, so now this is the turquoise deep. Now, you're saying, how do I know it's translucent or how do I know it's opaque? Well, translucent means, before I answer that, translucent means you can see through it. Opaque means you cannot see what's underneath it. Okay? So semi-opaque means, well, you can kind of see it, but you can build it up. Okay? So how can you tell? Okay, on the label, you'll have to search and kind of turn it around, and you will see it'll say pigment, transparent, and it'll have a square that's open. Okay? It's white. Here, with this one, you go around on the edge here. It's a smaller one, but it says translucent. So it is half a square. Okay, half a square is white, half a square is colored. And then this one, going around and searching, here it says it is opaque, totally covered in. Okay, so there we go. So how we're going to do it is I'm going to do a test. So I'm going to take this blue. Oh, I don't even... Thiocyanine blue. It's a green shade. It is transparent. I find the light fastness with these are all pretty good. They're excellent to, they're good. So what that means is that they will actually stay, they won't fade. Well, they will fade, actually. That's a little fib. They will fade, but the colors are good that they'll actually hold up well. So here's the blue. It is translucent. So again, I'm going like this, covering this up, and I can see underneath it. You see that? I can see the markings here that I did with the sponge, and I can see the purple underneath. Another great thing on the side that you can do is you can mix them like regular acrylics. So I could take this blue, mix it with this yellow, and make my green, right? So, or if I want a lighter blue, just mix it with this titanium. Really kind of neat. Okay, so carbon black is semi-opaque, but I'm going to actually use the turquoise deep because it looks like it is translucent. So when you shake these, don't go crazy. They want you to shake so everything gets mixed up, but shake lightly. Okay, clean brush. Okay. Oh, got a little blue still in there, so going like this. Okay, it's clean. So I'm going to take the turquoise, and there we go. Okay, so you see the difference. At least I can. This one kind of shows up, well, does show up more. This one, it's a little covered. You see that? Okay. Now let's go for an opaque one. Now I'm not sure, because I haven't really played with these as much as, other supplies. But I'm wondering if the opaque, you have to do maybe a couple coats. Just wondering. Oh, is this too thick? Oh, there, it's a little thick. This is one of my old ones that I found. My brush is making lines here. Yeah, so I think you'd have to do another coat because I can still see underneath, okay? So you might have to do another coat with it. Yeah. So that's the difference between translucent, semi-translucent, and good old opaque. So again, you can build up that color. So notice how I had it like this, and it's a lot deeper than it was here, right? So I could take another one again and make it deeper, right? Just put that color right on top. And you see how it's deeper already? That's kind of how it is. That's the color, really, in the bottle, right? It's like that. So there you go. There's a little bit more information about the acrylic inks. I will be using them today to do our project. So hang tight and you'll see the magic that's going to happen. So glad you got to learn a little bit more about the acrylic inks. Another possibility that you might all of a sudden say, I like that. And who knows, you might start a new way of doing things. That's why I do this. Have a great day. Well, and I'll see you the next part with the good old guided meditation. So welcome to the guided meditation. This is a time for you to be still, to connect with your body that sometimes we take it for granted of and just go, you know? So this is a time to sit and just find a moment to breathe. And hopefully you'll find great relaxation in this. And yeah, you'll be grounded and ready to go for whatever faces you next. And, you know, I hope you stay to do the art project. But if you don't, that is fine. I'm glad to serve you in this way. So the guided meditation that I'm going to be doing, I really like this one. It kind of goes, it really connects you with your body. So let's begin. Before I begin, I have this artwork here for you if you do not want to close your eyes. and just want to possibly look at something, like close your eyes kind of somewhat and just gaze on this. This work has not been done, so if you're interested in this work, let me know in the comments, and I'd be glad to, do something very similar in a project video. So here we go. Find a comfortable place to sit, lie, or stand. Just be with your body and breathe. I invite you to close your eyes or bring your gaze low until a crease of light shines through. Notice what's coming up for you, what the body is aware of right now. What are you feeling? Notice how your body is breathing. No judgment, just observation. Check in with the interconnected union we have with the body from the inside out. Breathe deeply through the nose to the top of the breath. Release the breath and soften. Expel all the air from your lungs until you reach the bottom of the breath. Feel the body breathing. Remember who you are, what you stand for, and what's beneath the surface of your being, the interconnected self. Soften and surrender. Surrender to old ideas of you. Breathe, feel the breath, and remember who you are. As you sit, lie, or stand, remember what's beneath you, the layers of us, and surrender the body. Breathe. Feel the body supported by what's beneath it. Feel the breath and become aware of the body. You are not your body. The body is a tool. You are a higher vibration of light and energy. Breathe and honor the tool. Honor the feet that support you. Notice your feet and what's beneath them. Soften the feet. Breathe and surrender. Soften the ankles and the calves. Feel the vibration from the ground drawing up the legs, softening the knees and thighs. Feel the breath and remember who you are and why we're here together, in solidarity with the body, the mind, and the higher vibrated self. Soften the hips and buttocks. Surrender the body and allow the body to breathe. Raise the belly and notice the lower back and sacrum. Breathe in light and space there. Feel the breath open the mind. Relax the belly, the seat, and the gut. Notice the duality of that space in the body. Feel the breath. Soften. Remember who you are and the connection we have with the energetic self. Feel the torso breathing with fullness. as the heart raises with deep love and surrender. Soften the spine. Release tension in the back. Feel your arms get heavy as the weight is released from the shoulders. Feel the neck long as the arms draw down. Soften the fingers. These represent the details of life. Release the palms of your hands. What do you hold on to? Surrender. Soften. Breathe. Feel the breath and the body as a tool. Release the wrists and the forearms. Soften the elbows, biceps, and triceps. Breathe. Feel lightness in your arms, the tool of your embrace. What do you embrace? Breathe and soften. Surrender the body. Free the mind. You are not your body. The body is a tool. How do you use it? Bring awareness to the throat. Relax the throat and open the throat. Release tension in the jaw and the mouth. How do you use your mouth in language? Soften the mouth. Honor the words that come through with intention and action. Release the face and the jaw. Bring awareness to the ears. Pay attention to what you hear and take in. Surrender. Feel the body breathing. Bring awareness to the eyes. Soften the eyelids and the eyebrows. Bring attention to what you see. The mind remembers what you look at. It stores information from the eyes and the ears. Do you see, or do you turn away? Soften and know the heart is listening. Feel the breath and soften the mind and the body. The breath is a tool to help us soften the body and to remember who we are. The breath is a symbol of this movement of interconnectedness. Breathing is a privilege. Breathing is the catalyst of the movement within us. Surrender the body. Feel the breath and use your tools to breathe into the higher vibrated self. Feel the body moving and breathing, interconnected and yet still. This is a movement. Remember who you are. Remember what's beneath you and surrender to the higher sense of self. We are energy. We are energy beings vibrating together in union, in light, interconnected. Deepen the breath. Inhale through the nose and exhale with a soft sound. Repeat this 2 more times. Inhale through the nose and exhale with a soft sound. Inhale through the nose and exhale with a soft sound. Hold the breath. Hold and then release. Remembering what you stand for, the interconnectedness of us. Bring both palms together towards your heart. Inhale in solidarity to the privilege of breathing, because we can breathe. As we exhale, bow the head down and honor those who can't breathe. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes and stretch your body. I really like this one. I love how it goes through our body, you know, and how we're able to kind of focus breath into that body, in that section, and then release it. And just the reminder constantly to surrender, also for us to remember our interconnectedness, and for us to really remember that our body is a tool. You know, it's through our heart and our mind that our body does what it does. It's through our heart and mind that we do the next action. It's through the heart and mind that we then meet our dreams. So I just want to encourage you just to remember the interconnectedness that we all have with each other, through breath, through just being on this earth, but also the interconnectedness with your own self, with the breath, with your body, and with your spirit. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. As I mentioned, I like this one. It's a good reminder to really focus on who we are and what we stand for as well. You know, it's good to be reminded and to reflect on that. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel grounded and you feel stronger in your body. Yes. If so, that really makes me happy. So, and I hope you're happy as well. So the next step is our project. So I hope you stay around and play with me. Okay, here we are about to begin the project. Now the project is something that it's going to be on a page that will have to be by itself. So this works really well, this mixed media paper, because if you look closely, okay, it has perforated sides, so I can take these out. It's very important that we're able to take it out, and you'll find out after. We'll make a little something special with that piece of paper. I have my water ready. I am going to be using the acrylic inks. Now, if you don't have acrylic inks, you think, well, I can't do this project. Yes, you can. If you have watercolors or tempera or acrylics, you can play along. So, isn't that great? Yeah. But I'm going to play with the inks so you can kind of see how things go. I've got a old toothbrush to do some splattering. I've got some sponges. I've got my stylus, okay, and nib. I have my good old bubble wrap, and you're going to need scissors and a good old pencil and a paintbrush. Okay, so you can have various sizes of paintbrush. I like this one for the fact that, you know, I'm going to maybe do some dry brushing with it. But I will most likely get a bigger brush to handle, you know, doing an all-over wash with it. So those are our supplies. I'm going to try to do all the techniques that I showed you earlier in the supply, featured supply section. So here we are. Okay, find a blank sheet of paper. And I'm going to put it this way so you can see it in its entirety. The other way you won't be able to see. So, oh, also I'm going to have a palette because I'm going to be mixing colors and doing stuff on here, okay? If I'm not going to be taking it directly out of the container. So, I'm wanting maybe a soft green. Now, I don't have a green. So I'm going to take this blue that I have, and I'm actually going to dilute it somewhat. Okay, this is medium, yellow medium azo. Oh, and this blue, sorry if I didn't mention, it's that long word I don't know how to pronounce. Thiooxane blue green shade. Okay, so I'm going to mix this with the yellow. Oh, I don't think I added enough there. So very much like watercolors in the fact that it's, you know, it's going to dilute itself. Let's see, what kind of brush do I have? There we go. We'll use this one. Okay, so that's a lovely green, isn't it? Oh my gosh, beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, I'm wanting to dilute it a bit more. It's going to be translucent, not translucent, but I'm wanting kind of a lighter wash with it. So I'm going to grab some water here. I'm using a watercolor brush for that because it brings in the water really well. I'm not going to paint with that brush though. Okay, so there we go. So now I'm going to cover most of the page. I'm okay with any type of streaks or lines that show with this because it's going to, I'm wanting this to be a textured, filled work. Okay, I want to get some textures and different techniques on there. Oh, look at that. It's kind of refusing it. Now, the thing I have to be careful with this paper is the pilling, because it is a vellum, okay? So vellum is very smooth. If I work any type of paper, actually, too much, it will actually start to pill. And the pills are those little kind of balls where the paper on top, okay, that comes in contact with the water or your paint, kind of balls up, right, as you're moving your brush back and forth. So if you can't get to the edge of yours, okay, paper, don't worry about it. You can leave some white, gives a little extra. There, I'm going to do a little dry brushing here. Just a little extra. There. There, it's starting to buckle a bit there with the paper. That's expected because I do not have it taped down. I had to think about that. I was thinking of the ink on my finger here. Okay, so I've got a wash now. Okay, so that's good. So what I'm wanting to do now is to add more colors. Now, this is still a little damp, which is good. Okay, so I'm actually going to use the dropper and just drop the color in. I'm going to have to maybe clean my brush though. I'm going to use some yellow here. Now it'll go kind of a yellow-green, because remember, this is transparent. Okay, I'm going to dry my brush a bit. See? Yeah. No worries, though. So this is a glazing type of one. Because it's transparent, right? I'm getting a little bit of that color underneath. And again, having some rough texture like this, like not a nice smooth edge, that's perfect, okay? Okay, let's go for some blue now. I'm going to use the same blue, the one I can't pronounce very well. And I'm going to, again, kind of drop it on here. I'm going to drop some here, drop some over there. Okay. I want to keep the lids tight on this. That's why I'm kind of there's a little texture there. Going a little bit more blue here. Wanting that. Have some texture, some really different types of lines here. I'm going to do some dry brushing here as well. Okay. And let's do some here. I'm going to leave that kind of thick there. Well, I kind of soaped it up with my brush there. And I'm going to do some lines in it too. Okay, some of it might have dried too soon. So if it's drying, it's going to lift it up. If it's still wet, it's going to go in the lines. Okay, so it's a little dried, so it's not going in. You see that? See how it's remaining kind of white on top? The lighter version? Yeah. So that, I left it a little too long. So now I've got, this is green again, okay? It's kind of all over my palette here. I'm going to bring that in and just work with it a little bit more, okay? Okay, so I'm kind of trying to do some line work. Get a little bit of the darker green in here. Some color over top of that again. So it'll get darker there, okay? Just kind of, let's do some, okay, just kind of leaving some areas open like that. That's good. I'm gonna do a little tapping. Oh, I brought some blue in there now. That's okay. Just a little extra texture, right? Just get some line work in there. It's building up the layers. It kind of gets at a middle ugly stage. And, you know, you just kind of go, that's not really working for me. But you just have to keep working with it, okay? Because a lot of times we just kind of, we work it and, you know, we're trying, but it's just kind of not working the way we want it to work. So I'm going to bring some transparent raw umber in it, okay? There we go. Again, this is very, this is transparent, okay? Whoops, wrong side. It's transparent. So I'm just going to bring that in. Doing something different. Just, I'm kind of playing and just bringing in a deeper value in here, okay? Again, I'm just going to go over that. It's going to be, it's still wet, so it's just going to spread out. It's not going to be exact lines, okay? Some lines will come out because areas are drier, okay? And I'm going to go on top of this now, kind of like doing those same lines just to give a little extra texture. You know, good to use your brush in different ways, right? So often we just think, oh, I just gotta use the brush like this. Use the tip of it, right? Example what I was doing there. So you get some nice little things happening here. Little layers that are starting to appear, okay? What else? I want some orange. So I'm gonna bring in the Nathal Crimson, which is transparent. Oh, I got to clean up my palette a little because the green has taken over. And if the red and green mix, I will get a brown, which I'm already have a brown, so I don't need another brown. But I'm going to take this and, oh, beautiful red. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Okay, beautiful red. And again, taking this one, and we're going to mix. Getting an orange, so red and yellow equals orange. I'm going to do some splattering now, okay? Again, kind of getting some texture. Oh, that red's really, it's taken over. So let's add some more yellow. When you're playing with color, you just have to kind of experiment. You know, sometimes it's one drop at a time, or sometimes it's a little bit more. There's my orange. See how it was a little bit more red? Okay, I didn't add enough. Okay, so let's do some splatters. Again, splatter you can't really control. It goes where it wants to go. I'm going to add some here, too. I don't want to cover it all with it, okay? Oops, my brush went down. That's okay. That's a little texture, I guess. Another thing is clean the brush. You can use a toothbrush, okay? You can you soak the bristles and then you spray it like this. You get really fine looking. And you can keep it at one spot and get more of a color in that spot, right? So I'm going to do some here. Just wanting to thicken it up a bit. Get that color in here, okay? There we go. Finger gets all colored, but it's okay. Washes off sooner or later. So now this is wet, right? So let's see, what can I do? I'm going to bring in some blue. Should I bring turquoise deep? Well, I could, turquoise deep would work because it's the blue and the green together, right? Well, I should stir it up a little bit. Okay. There we go. So I'm going to take my brush, a brush that is more round, or I can take a small one, either or. Okay, here's one. This is a round Princeton art brush. I believe the other one was Princeton. Yes, it was. Again, this one was Princeton 3/4 inch art brush. Okay. So there's the turquoise. I was going, what was the color I was going? So I'm going to add some drops in here. So the turquoise doesn't really show as much, right? Because it's not spread out. So it looks quite dark, okay? Which isn't a bad thing. We need things that are dark in here. What makes a work nice is you have a variety of values. So you have the dark ones, and then you have medium and you have light. If you have all of the same, if it's all light, okay, it actually doesn't work very well because nothing's standing out. Everything's kind of the same in some ways to us. So I'm just going to bring these out a little bit more. Okay, so now I want to bring some bigger circles in here. Okay, I don't want to mix the orange with it. Okay, so these are a little diluted. They're not as thick as these. See how thick those are? Those are very dark. This, I'm kind of spreading them out so you get a lighter value here. But I want dots here. And don't make them all the same size. Kind of vary them as I was making them all the same size. So make some a little bit bigger. Oh, I'm running out of ink over here. Need to get some more. Okay. So where is my ink? That is the turquoise deep. That is going a little deeper here because I added a little bit more ink to it. Now again, remember, if you want to deepen a color, you just add more of it. Like, so if I want this blue deeper, I just going to add another layer of the blue, okay? And that will work it out. I'm wanting, my intuition just says to bring some of this turquoise over, okay? I'm going to actually rub that orange in, bring the paint out like that. Oh, need to bring something a little bit more visual interest down here, so let's bring that purple in. Not purple, the turquoise. I love turquoise. So we can't really see it. It's deep enough, but let's add some more here. Thinking of bringing in that really light blue. You see? It's a little different though. I'm not sure. I'm really wanting to use some of this white. I was thinking the splatter and bringing in some of these, or one of these, right? I think adding both might be a little too much. But I'd like to add one just for little accents. Let's bring a dot over here. That's kind of a weird shaped dot, but I guess that happens. They don't have to be perfect, right? Okay, so I have been using all transparent ones, except for this one. This is the turquoise. This is semi-transparent, semi-opaque, and as well as the carbon black. I don't know if I want to bring in a carbon black. It might be too strong. So looking at this, I'm wanting to bring in, let's bring in some sponging for some texture. So I'm going to go like this, okay? Rub it in here. This is the orange. We'll see how it works. Now, some of this orange, we'll have to see how it dries, okay? We lost a really nice one. Oh, look, there's a heart in there. I might accentuate the heart. So I'm going to blow dry this now. So this needs some deepening up. It needs a little bit more. The colors aren't showing as well, so I'm really thinking something like the white or this, the iridescent ones are going to show up much better because they are opaque and they have a little bit of difference to them. White is just white, okay? But these have a little sparkle in them, a little change. Do I want to deepen? I think I'm going to deepen. We need something deeper, yeah. So I'm almost willing to, I'm going to mix these two together, the orange and the orangey red and the blue. So I am going to get a brown out of this, depending on how much. Oh, it's going to turn green because I added too much. That's okay. Yeah, I added too much blue, so it turned green. Yeah, a greeny blue, because this is a green shade in there. Let's go and bring something over here too. It's really dark though. I'm almost needing something light. I might bring in a yellow here. Let's bring something here. It's needed. Something's needed here too. So let's try those lines again. Kind of those I'm trying to add something unique with each one. This isn't going to be a work by itself in its, like looking at it like this, okay? We're going to be actually cutting this work up. That's what I'm kind of working at. Now I want to add a little more visual interest, so I'm going to make some areas a little thicker. Okay, otherwise it's too the same, and yeah, it doesn't look, it just looks a little bit boring. So just adding stuff like that. I want to bring in the yellow now. So I have to make sure my brush is really nice and clean. That's why I have a second jar just that's kind of just pure color, right? Pure color, pure clear. I don't want to dilute this. I don't want to have this too wet because I want it more concentrated. So I am actually going to dry my brush, okay, and then use the paint as it is here. So again, it's transparent. So we're actually going to be seeing the colors underneath, so the spots and stuff like that, right? They've dried. If I rub them, they would kind of appear a little bit more, right? I'm going to add some here too. The yellow's not going to show up as much. It's going to go like more of a green. But hopefully, if I lay it thick enough, right, the yellow will actually stay, okay? I'm going over again because while it's wet, it'll kind of do a wet on wet, you know, if I do it fast enough, right? Again, you can deepen a color by letting it dry and then bringing in more color on top, right? I wonder if we can do some of this. I want to bring in some more brown, actually, because I want to deepen these up a little bit. They show, but they're not as dark as I want. So to darken them, what do? Because it's transparent, it works like watercolor, I am going to add more on top. My brush has a little bit of yellow in it. I don't care if it has. I'm wiping off a little bit because I want it dry. And I'm going to dip my brush in, okay? And because it's dry, underneath, I'm going to get some longer, brighter, not brighter, more intense colors, right? Again, it's getting a little more transparent because it's getting thinner, so I need more of it. So you see how that shows up a little bit more because we've deepened that down. Now, I've kind of, you know, I've worked a lot of lines. There's lots of lines happening, and that's on purpose. I want to do that to kind of give it a sense of unity, and there's all these circles here. Okay, so I'm going to take a brush with a thin tip, and I've got a heart there, and I got a heart here, so I'm going to emphasize those, actually. Just because I'm going to. So, I got to dry this brush off because remember, I'm wanting it to be a good soak of color here. So again, this is right here. It was formed. Okay, so there's a heart there. And there was a heart here. Oh, I like the red in there, don't you? Oh, yes. Okay. Red and green are the highest contrast there are because they're called complement colors. So complementary colors is colors, like I said, that have the strongest contrast on the color wheel. They're the furthest apart from each other. So the furthest apart are red and green, which you think of Christmas, blue and orange, okay, think of Edmonton Oilers hockey team, and yellow and purple. Think of Easter, like a yellow chick with a purple bow on it, right? It's transparent, so if I want to make it show up a little bit more, I have to wait till it's dry, then do another coat. If it melts in, it's okay. I'm okay with that too. Let's do some of that. I did some red stuff here. Let's do some red stuff with the brown over here. I'm wanting to brighten it up a bit, so I'm going to take some white. Again, going on my palette, shake it. I'm going to do splatter. The white is going to bring some lightness to it. Yellow is the lightest and brightest color minus the white, okay? So if you have white, white's the brightest color. But if you don't, and it's just regular old colors, then yellow is the lightest and brightest. Oh, I didn't want it this thin, did I? Well, let's try it thin. I want it bigger. I want bigger blobs. Okay, so let's try and get this one, my bigger brush. And we're going to need more because it's a bigger brush. There we are. Oh, I hit the paper. Oh, hit the paper again. We'll have to work with that, won't we? These are opaque, the white. So I might have to do another coat, but they will not show what's underneath. So let's paint that. And I'm wanting to bring in a little bit of that color. Doing another coat. I'm wanting a coat here. Now again, we're not really making an artwork that's going to look right all together. Okay? This is just a matter of playing with supplies. And then, as I mentioned, we're going to cut it up. My circles keep getting bigger. Still a little wet. These are all kind of spots over here. I'm wanting something different. Let's do a couple lines. It was too much the same, right? And I didn't want it that. So we're seeing a little bit of blue underneath this one. So let's put this over. So by putting this over top, it's showing its true opaqueness where it's becoming the white, right? Well, if we double down on, see the yellow, it just still makes it yellow, but it's that much stronger. It just shows up. I'm just going to deepen these little white dots here that we have that from the splatter. It was a little more transparent, right? Because these are nice and strong. You know, we'll just make some of these nice and strong too. So I'm thinking, I'm okay with where it's at right now. I've got lots of textures all over. I would like to bring in, I think I'm going to bring in this rich bronze, because see how this is brown? Well, this is, again, more copper, okay? Has a little more reddy orange in it. See, this brown will go nice with the brown that's already there. So I'm going to choose to use that one. So shake it, okay? And let's try and find a spot on my palette here. So what I'm wanting to do is just bring a little pizzazz to some of this stuff. So what I'm going to do is on the white, I'm going to paint a circle. Again, this is opaque, so when it dries, it should cover, you know. So, and then I'm going to do a one kind of line around. You know, if I was really doing the line work, I could have, but I want it a little thicker. But I could have used my stylus, right? A nib, but I'm wanting it thicker. Now you could, with the stylus and nib, you could easily just go over and do your lines again, right? I'm chancing it by doing it with my hand, my shaky little hand. So there, okay. Just a drop in here. And I see how these are just kind of lost, I think. So I'm going to actually do some dots in some of them. Adds a little bit to it. And I'm going to do some dots on these lines. Don't have to do them all. A little off. I'm at a little distance with these, so There you go. That shows that line up a little bit more, greater contrast. We had it on all of these, so let's, on the other one, so let's do all of these on this one. Okay, I think I'm done. So now I have to dry this, okay? And I need to make sure it's perfectly dry. So make sure your brushes, okay, are free of any acrylic ink, okay? Because we don't want them to harden up, right? Silly me, I touched, and it was still wet. So gotta take the brush again. You know, you think it's dry and you test it. So I have to do kind of all the inside ring here because it'll be a value change from it. So just lighter in the middle, which I'm fine with. You know what? I'm going to add white to these guys. I believe everything is dry now. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean my palette. So I'm just going to take water with a paper towel and just kind of rub the stuff off. And then I'll go to my sink later. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to find my perforated edge there, okay, and bend the paper. Bending the paper before you rip on the perforated line makes it an easier pull. Now, one thing I didn't do is protect the sheets underneath, so I've got a little bit of that. And how you protect the sheets underneath, you sometimes get other sheets and just hang them over, right? So then when you're painting, it just paints the other sheets. This kind of what happened, I think it curled, right? And so, you know, it then decided to paint that side. So this is where your pencil and your scissors come into play. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold the piece of paper and we're going to match the edges, right? Get as exact as we can. It's hard when it's a little bumpy. Okay, so I folded it. What do I want to do? Oh, I don't have anything hard to, let's see if I can, I'll use this rounded edge. Okay, just make it nice and solid, right? Okay, so I've got it like this. We're going to fold it one more time. So again, kind of taking all that and matching it up as best we can, okay, to the edge. Okay, there we go, there we go, and fold. Okay, and again, I'm going to take this to form a tighter edge. Okay, now we open it up, okay, and we're going to fold it this way. Again, match your corners as best you can, okay, and, oh, there we go, and there. Press it down. There we go. Now the next one is we're going to fold in. Do the best you can again to match those corners. Gets it tough when it's at this stage. I'm glad that's all we're doing and not anymore. Okay. So when you open it, you're going to see that you have 4 across and 4 down. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to cross, going from one top of this one on the right, I'm going to go 1 square, okay, 2 square, right along this line, okay, and I'm doing it so you can kind of see it, and 3. Stop it like that, okay? So 1, 2, 3, don't have a line on the other side. Now we're going to go to the other side in the middle crease, and we're going to go up 1, whoops, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we're not going to do anything with the number 4 there. Okay, and then what we're going to do is do like we did in the first one. We're going to do the third one like that. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. And stop. Okay? So we're always leaving the 4th block, okay, empty. But we alternate, right? This is going to the top, start the line. Here we start the bottom. Then we go back to the top. Okay? If you have to pause and rewind it, do that. This is very, very important, because you don't want to, you measure once, as they say, and measure twice and cut once. That's it. Now, where did I put my scissors? Oh, they're underneath everything here. Okay. So now I'm going to cut on the lines. So cut the best you can. Now my lines aren't perfectly on it, so I'm actually cutting where the actual thing is. And we're going to stop where we stopped the line. Now I'm going to flip it over and do this side. So where does that start? That starts there. Again, you might be like me, that my lines aren't perfectly on top of it. So go by the actual line that is created, okay, that you folded. Oh, I moved off the edge on that one. And my last one. Okay, so now we've got, I'm going to do it on the back because it shows it easier. Here, like that. Okay. And here like that, and here like that. So, okay. So now I'm going to go here. I'm going to start here, and I'm going to fold, fold, fold. Did I have time? I sometimes get it wrong when I'm folding. I sometimes get it wrong when I'm folding. No, this is right. Okay. And then fold up like that. Go like this. Go like that. Go like this. Come up again. Go like this. Go like this and like this. So then when it's all done, you have little mini abstracts that look really, really cool, right? Because you put texture and different lines and detailing on each one, it really brings, it all works. Really cool. Isn't that amazing? I love it. I love this one. And so you have a wonderful little book of abstracts, all in your hot little hand. And if you want, you know, you could paint on this and paint on the back, but there you go. It's a wonderful little abstract book. I hope you like that. If you did, let me know. You know what? I would love to see yours. So if you can, show them to me. I would really love to see them. Okay, for our oracle reading, we have the Gaia Oracle, Guidance, Affirmations, and Transformation by Toni Carmine Salerno. Salerno. I'm not sure, but it's beautiful. So that's the outside cover. And then the inside book, it's nice and big. You actually get some different spreads that you can do, okay? And then inside the book, they have the actual image, the title of it, and then they also have an affirmation with each one. So, and the cards are just lovely. I've got them upside down. They're just all mixed, right? All mixed, but beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful cards. Okay. So let's get going on the shuffling. So this is going to be for someone who is watching this video. So it could be for someone in particular, so a special person, or it could be for the collective, all of us. I've said this before. I find that I can always come away with something that has been shared. And I find it, inspiring or comforting. But either way, I always seem to find a little tidbit of information that I go, ooh, I needed that. So I'm going to do things a little different than I usually do. I'm going to actually spread the cards out, and this is the one I want. Okay. So this card is Sacred Heart. Oh, wow. Look at, so it's the actual image, right? Okay. So the number's on the top, so it's number 12. And it looks like it could be an iris around it, like it's a pupil, right? And inside there's the heart. Again, it's a sacred heart, like it's a burning heart. This could represent the world. Not sure, but lots of fire and heat, and it's really moving upward. So here it says, Sacred Heart, passion, love, and spiritual communion. Okay, so let's see, I'm getting it all in there. Okay, Sacred Heart, passion, love, spiritual communion. You are entering a period of profound and heartfelt love, a deeply emotional time where you focus on, question, think about the things that matter to you the most. You will find yourself reevaluating your priorities and core values, and this leads you along a path of self-discovery, bringing with it a deepened spiritual connection to the earth, your surroundings, family, friends, and loved ones. Your passion and appreciation for life are heightened. At times, your emotions overflow to the point of being almost unbearable. Yet this is nothing to fear or be concerned about, for this is a most sacred and precious time through which your loving intentions are both seen and felt by all those around you. Your inner light and wisdom illuminates, heals, and inspires. This is a good time for creative writing, or you may feel inclined to draw, paint, or take up a creative pursuit of some kind. Thank the earth and stars for the many blessings you receive. The affirmation is, I am in tune with my inner light and wisdom. I am guided always by love. I energetically share my light and wisdom with others. I am one with the earth and stars. The guidance I receive is free from the limitations of time and space. So this is a Sacred Heart, passion, love, and spiritual communion. It's beautiful. Well, there you go. I really had, I really needed that today. So I'm very thankful that I did it. So I find art really gives me a lot. It's just time away, as I mentioned earlier, and it's time where nothing else is coming for my attention, because I had a whole day full of head things, thinking and doing this and doing that. But this was a time for me to sit and be still. And I loved the guided meditation. I really enjoyed playing with those inks for not only the featured supply, but also in the project. And the project I just love. I just think they're wonderful little pieces of abstracts that we can just see and look at. And, so many possibilities with that. So, you could make lots of them. I just think it would be wonderful. And then with that, we had the guided meditation about the Sacred Heart. And, that's very powerful words there. So I've left with a few of them. So I'm very glad that this project happened today and that I was able to share it with you. And again, please like and subscribe. I would love to reach more people and bring art to more people and help them. Help them in a way that they can have fun or they could relax, two of them. So with that, I send you off with love and thoughts of joy and peace. So take good care of yourself. You are very special and you deserve to be taken care of. With lots of love. Have a great day. Bye-bye.